hosting the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. Great to have you with us here in the court right now. So she is in the starting five, and we are underway, and the opening tip goes right to Joyce Edwards, who goes right to the basket, but she's denied by Georgia. Let's try, and here comes South Carolina with their second possession. You see the rest of their starting five. And they get the first points from Medina Okot. 12 double-doubles, taking her first career start in for Woolfolk. Aisha Endor making her third straight start, and that's a good sign.
South Carolina to get out and run.
Turcoff was 0 for 7 from outside the arc, most recently against LSU. Edwards doesn't get it to roll in.
They allow LSU to outscore them 11-24 in that fourth.
Deflected on the cut. Georgia picks up the loose ball, and putting it up and in is Trinity Turner, number 2. As Christy mentioned, Georgia will look to run if it's there, but if it's not, Coach Abe said they want to work a little clock. I don't think she's going to give
shots. And what Coach Abe wants to avoid are bad shots early.
Edwards. Call for the travel, no basket. South Carolina won at Arkansas Thursday, 93-58. Edwards had 22 in that game, and Tanaya Latson back in for the Lady Bulldogs. Carnegie tried to go behind the back with the dribble, but Latson was ready, and she takes it in for 2 more. Can't get it to drop. Okot using those long arms to get the rebound, and here's Johnson. On the pull-up. Great. Fakir, little off balance, but got it to drop. Averaging 6 points a game and a tie. Turcoff, Joyce Edwards picks the pocket, and Edwards with a burst to the basket for 2. We play on. McDaniel.
I'll just say, as a former coach, I love that stat line.
You like that ratio?
I love that stat.
You don't have to be a former coach to appreciate that kind of.
Get it to the corner or in, or to that high post area and in.
Genoa, another turnover.
Here against South Carolina, only 1 assist in that first quarter for UGA.
They could not spin that one in. Latson with the look away pass to Tessa Johnson, who goes with the mid-range pull-up. For McDaniel, 7 to shoot. McDaniel kicks it over to Tessa Johnson, who gets fouled with 4 on the shot clock by Carnegie. Came out making 3 of their first 4 field goals, but it has been ice cold for the Lady Bulldogs ever since. Okot, 2 more for Medina Okot. 2 down. Entry Okot. Okot dragged the pivot foot. Turnover South Carolina. That's their 5th. Caught your drift.
Thank you.
Latson to Edwards. Edwards. 2 more. Now out to McDaniel. Carnegie looking for her first points today. She's gone for 20 or more in each of the last 3 games. Tessa Johnson.
You see Georgia just trying to spread the floor, trying to create an opportunity. Nice drive by Turcoff.
Turcoff,
in the big picture, they're still in striking distance. That's the crazy thing for Georgia right now, but it does need to get stops on this end. Joyce Edwards has the mismatch down low.
They can't handle the pass. Turnover for South Carolina. Kraft on the beautiful feed from Carnegie. And 6 on the shot clock. Raven Johnson. That won't drop. The putback is good. 13 shots in a row before that putback. Edwards gambles on the steal, couldn't get it, and the freshman.
Such a motor, and she does so many hustle plays for Georgia. I have really enjoyed watching her play this season. I've enjoyed watching her.
For South Carolina.
McKeer looks to Raven Johnson when she got that ball, waiting for her to give her the call from the very top of the key.
18 points a game. Endor finds a cutting Kraft. Couldn't get that to drop, but waiting to check in at the scores table. Edwards will head to the free throw line. It's going to be a foul. Picked up by Edwards, thrown to Carnegie, makes the pass inside, thrown up at the buzzer. But Genoa can't hit, and that is it for the first. Now Raven Johnson.
I think one key for Carnegie is to set some screens so that her defender has to help on some of them, or just put her head to court.
Carnegie gets an open look. In rhythm now. Ones for Danny Carnegie to start the second half. Georgia within 11. Edwards for 2.
Great slip there by Joyce.
Tonight, Latson in a return to the court coming off the ankle injury. Played 8 minutes in the first half. 5 points, 3 assists, no turnovers. Turkoff for 2. And here comes Raven Johnson. Latson can't leave her open. But can't hit. And a foul's going to be called on Kraft. Carnegie on the cut, rejected by Ocots. 8 to shoot. Edwards. Close out by Carnegie. Tessa Johnson adjusted, couldn't hit. And if there were any. I think they've been pretty conservative, waiting for her to take the court today in advance of that big game against Texas. And Raven Johnson. Ocott threw it up, followed it up, and was fouled. 2 free throws coming for Georgia 1 and 2 in the SEC. Their win was against Texas A&M. They were down 17 in the third. Came storming back to win. McDaniel tried to force it into Edwards and turned it over. Edwards, though, with the quick hands, and she'll go to the free throw line. Edwards on the post up inside. Leans in for 2 more. Turner inside the Kraft, rejected by Edwards, and it will stay with Georgia. Of course, there are
saying, Gillette, I'm getting ready to retire due to health issues. I need you to come here and be an assistant under Holly. And once again, it was never about Pat's lowest moment. She was thinking ahead about protecting the legacy of this game and the Lady Ball program.
Edwards, silky touch from the outside.
I was working for Jill Hutchison when she retired, and the phone rings in the office because Pat's calling to make sure that Jill's okay. That's who Pat Summit was. She was about people first. She goes, it's just a little bit of slowing down. It's nothing major in terms of, there's no screaming and yelling, but there's not a lot of tweaks to the game plan. It's just getting them refocused. You got to minimize mistakes, and you also can't allow teams to go on runs, and you see how one mistake leads to another so many times when we watch opponents go against South Carolina.
Turkoff, heat check.
McKeer, we're trying to go over all the on-ball screens and not allow Tessa Johnson to get a lot of good looks.
Kraft gets called for the foul for Georgia. 28% shooting answers that question. Turkoff, the drive, the kick, beautiful take by Turner for 2. First points of the 2 starters. Raven Johnson over to McDowell, baseline drive for 2.
McDowell beats her play.
Tessa Johnson ran out of room and stepped out of bounds. Turnover, South Carolina. That's on the SEC Network. Showdown in Lexington, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Wildcats ranked 6th, Sooners ranked 5th. McDaniel. Kick over to McDowell for 3. Here's Raven. On the lean for 2.
That's so Raven.
Raven Johnson. Johnson gets the roll.
Why Latson was out with the ankle was how much she was instilling into those young players, McDowell, McDaniel, and McKeer.
Gonzalez. Turner, 4 on the shot clock. Turner on the run. 13 13 turnovers for South Carolina. They averaged 12 a game coming in. Johnson thought she had the clean block, but she gets...
They've played some zone. They played some 2-3 at different times, and so throw another wrinkle out. But so many matchups between
her. Don't quite know what was happening on that shot. I'm not trying to read Dawn. Of Genoa from the outside, 4-2.
Hats off to them for a defensive performance. Just nowhere near enough offense.
65-43 is the final. Wave on each end because never know what's going around illness-wise this time of year. So out of caution, just making sure that they just give the wave and they'll salute. Win against Georgia, 65-43 is the final as South Carolina stretches their winning streak to 10, setting up